Hellcat.
Thank you for watching my first video earlier this morning. And yes, it's kind of a bit nerve-wracking if you know my meaning, but it's okay, you know. Obviously, I'm doing this just to let you know what sort of a person that I am. Yeah, with this life, it has been a hard life for me to go through, if you know my meaning. Obviously, being a dad, or before that, getting married, obviously, and then having being a dad of three, and all of a sudden, my marriage broke down due to the fact that my ex-wife had an affair whilst we were still married, and the three children whom I dearly loved, unfortunately, they were taken away by the social services here in London. So you know, they put me under the microscope in terms of social services, and also in terms of how I do with my parenting, if you know my meaning. So that's the reason being. Yeah, they've analyzed of how I do my parenting on my three beautiful children, but unfortunately, it didn't met in their standards of parenting. So obviously, each one of us has a different ways of parenting, or disciplining or looking after the three children, especially, or even just one child. And yeah, at the end of the day, it was I battled it out with the government here and took it to the court in order to win them all. Aside from that, it's been hard, if you know. I wish I could just blurted it all out right now. I'm just doing my kind of counseling with you guys, you know. I thank you for being there, and you know, it's been hard, you know, because I'm thinking about him all the time, every day of the year, every hour, every minute, if you know what I mean. Whilst other children running around in front of me, and obviously being a dad is hard, not being able to see your children in all those years. Then I only get to see one of them, which is my son, and which is the once a year contact. And then my two daughters, twins, are just litter box, if you know. Litter box meaning you just have to write to them every year. One for the birthday, one for the Christmas. That's about it. And my son, I get to see him once a year, face to face, and then also I get to write to him for his birthday as well as you know, Christmas Day. Of course, they all three of them knows who I am, obviously. And the twins is the hardest because obviously the last pictures I have are just when they were babies, roughly about they were only 2 years old. And my son, obviously, I get to see him now. He's fully grown, almost as high as me, you know, the same height. And so, you know, losing the battle against the court here in England, it can be very downgrading towards me as a dad, because it makes you think that you're not worth it. a father, you didn't even do your best to protect them. You didn't do, or you didn't show your best to what do to shield them in a such a way where you build your own home, so to speak. But I've realized that the law is law, you know. And yeah, I did contracted a mental health problems during the course of time, and that's the reason being I had been in the hospital before. No, and aside from that, it's not that because of my three children of losing them in the grasp of my hand, but I lose them because of my past. Because they kind of, they did ask about it under the microscope in front of the psychiatrist and psychologist of how I was brought up by my mother. Obviously, I had to tell them the truth. I can't lie because it will be based on how I parent the child. Whether it was shown with a lot of love, Well, obviously, as I mentioned to them, that I was, once growing up in the Philippines, I was beaten black and blue for something I haven't done in my life. I was still innocent growing up in the province, and she brought me to Tacloban for the first time, and she introduced me to my younger brother, of which I've never met before. So, and each time that there's something going on in that house, I get the blame because being the firstborn, or should you say Tagalog, ang panganay. So, yeah, you have all the burdens, all the responsibilities in the house. So, as it progressed here in London or in England, that's what they based it on how was my past life has been basically. So that's the reason being they've taken my three children away from me, and obviously I never had any family support network around me, only friends. Well, I can't really call them friends anyway, really, because they weren't there all the time for me. My sister the way around, it's me, I was with them all the time. And then my ex-wife's mother, they were not really talking to each other. And obviously, it was just me and her at the time, so, But then again, she was not good either for me in terms of being the wife. She wasn't really pleasant in the sense of support towards me, moral support, emotional support. All she wanted was just the support of the others, not from me. So, whilst I'm staying at home, looking after the three children by myself. So obviously, on your own, you get to have a headache. This is just a very short video. I just don't want to overly done, Just a little bit of myself, part two. Thinking about that. Now I'm happy. I'm happy about it with my life now, that I get to do this in front of the camera and share it with you of what sort of person I am. And I got nothing to be ashamed of my past. Everybody has a past. Everybody has a hidden demon, if you know what I mean. It's just been buried too long. And before that, or after break of my marriage, of which I asked for the divorce. But yes, I had a relationships after relationship. In the first, after the wife, had a relationship with somebody whom I dearly love. Unfortunately, she passed away through breast cancer. Fortunately, I never really, you know, never went down the drain, if you will, my medic. I stopped taking my medications and such, and this was back in 2015. That's when I started going back to work, earn a living. But hey, you know, the place that I'm staying in is not my own. It's government support, you know, of which I am pleased about. But sooner or later I will be giving all this up because I'll be going home to my beloved country, Philippines, back to my roots. So anyway guys, hopefully you get to understand what my video is all about. There will be a part 3 and hopefully that will be my last testimony. Okay? Thank you so much. Take care. God bless.